The stock market is a battlefield, and the winners, they see what's coming before everyone else. And the losers, they chase hype and usually get crushed. Now, BigBear.AI is sitting kind of at the crossroads right now of massive upside potential or potentially just being overhyped as an AI stock that's maybe on the chopping block. The question is, do you buy? Do you hold? Do you run for the hills? Sometimes I feel like we don't cover BigBear.AI quite enough. I was looking at the videos that we made, and we don't have a lot on the channel this week because we're always breaking it down in our morning live sessions inside of Stockmate. And I forgot not everyone catches those. So here's a video, a full breakdown. If you want to watch me trade live at market open, that's the second link in the description. But let's get into it. We're going to jump in here. BigBear.AI. It started off the day a little bit negative and then finished the day green. This is the overall trend with Big Bear, and we've seen that it started to bounce at this previous support at $2.91, which is key because if you guys don't know, we started covering it back in November under $2 a share, and we got in at $2.80 average. We rode it up to $10.50. We've been trading it, and we still have our investment, but again, it's sold down. And you can see it's now consolidating a little bit here from left to right and approaching that 200-day moving average, which is interesting because the trend here, if it's at $3.30, and we know there's three things we look at: the market, the analysis, and then the plan, what the profit looks like here for the future. When we look at the actual analysis of the company, and you can kind of see this trend developed. You've got this this high right here, and you can see it also acted as a low. You got a high, lower high down here. And that's been the trend since about mid-February. And then you have this support here. So as you can see, we have this trend. See that support, lowering support, lowering support. And so it's on this downtrend for a little while. Now, overall, we've seen it gain, but that's how it looks recently. And now we start to see that this left to right is lasting a little bit longer. It's actually starting to kind of consolidate, even push up above that exponential moving average, that blue line, which maybe we can make it a little bit thicker there. You can see it, that blue line. And it's approaching the resistance that it notoriously has been getting rejected at. And if you guys hear noise in the background, we're kind of on a run here. We got to go somewhere. I got to get in the car very soon. And my wife is like cleaning things, but also getting things organized. She's like, normally I was going to like help out with some of it, but I'm like, we have to get this video out because the video, let's take this breakout here potential. If it breaks out above $3.40, somewhere in here, now a couple things happen. Now we're touching maybe a 200-day moving average. So right around here, we're breaking out of this downtrend, and we're at a support level that if it breaks above this $3.50 range, then we have another level that we could see it use. So this is kind of the $3.50 range. You could kind of see it right here. See that support, resistance. So it's going to act as a resistance. It's also the 200-day moving average, but essentially what we're looking at here is if we see it break above this exponential moving average and we get a break above this $3.50, $3.70 range, a couple things are going to happen. We're going to be in a position where it's breaking out of the trend, it's above the 200-day moving average, and it's above a previous support that's really this zone right here between $3.50, $3.70. If it breaks above there, it could use it as a support. So it is a key level that we're going to be watching closely. And this trend, like let's say that we see that happen, that's a 10% increase. We've seen Big Bear run much more than that in one day. So we'll be seeing how it reacts tomorrow, Friday. The next level, if it breaks to there, is essentially this key resistance. So this is a resistance. It's also this resistance right here. You can see it's a support as well. And basically, if that's the case and we see that level, there could be a 40% run. This kind of a 20 to 40% increase if we see it break back above this moving average. Right now, it looks bearish. It looks risky. It might get rejected and sell back down. It's possible. That's how the technicals look. When it comes to BBAI, you take a look at their financials. The financials were good in 2024, throughout 2024. Their revenue was good. Their net income then was looking down because they paid off a bunch of debt in this quarter four of 2024. They got a new CEO, someone who's well connected. It's Kevin McAleenan, and he is already connected with Homeland Security, Department of Defense, as well as Border Patrol. Why is that important? Because the company works on tech in those industries, building AI-powered decision intelligence solutions for the government, for other companies as well. And one of the things that they're getting right now is contracts with those agencies in the government. And that's important. Why? Because essentially, if they already have a connection, someone that was their CEO now, someone that was already a part of the Department of Defense, or already a part of Homeland Security or Border Patrol, that's going to help them get some more contracts. Now, they just had this announcement 3 days ago. They got this contract that's about 3.5 years, $13 million. They're the sole source for the contract, Department of Defense. Now, here's the deal. That's only about, what is that? I think it works out to about $1 million a quarter. Yeah, about $1 million a quarter that they're adding in their revenue, which is okay. But at the same time, if you look at their financials, $1 million in a quarter isn't something that's going to put them over the top. I mean, their revenue is around $40 million a quarter. So it's a nice little contract, not a big catalyst. But there's some other contracts that are catalysts, and that's why we've seen them surge. One of the big catalysts they've had is their partnership with the airports. So right now, if you go through the airport, you're going to get scanned, your face. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I've seen it starting to develop a lot more. They're at Heathrow Airport. They're at Denver International Airport. And that's one of the big catalysts for me that said, I like this stock, because I actually saw it firsthand. And you start to see it more and more in the airport sectors, in the airports, that they scan your face and all that. The other thing, if you look at their government and defense, they're working with the Pentagon, okay? And they have connections through their software that they provide with the government to provide AI solutions to process large amounts of data and identify different threats, have profiles of everyone that goes through in and out of the US. And that's going to be something that won't see military. That's not going to have any cutting in spending. I think we got that $165 million contract with Air Force, so we'll most likely see more of that continue. Got it? So I would imagine that news is fairly good. I don't see anything terrible with their financials because they're paying off that debt. It seems like it looks bad on paper, but potentially they'll be all right. I do like to see this move happen in the chart. Their financials, the news, it looks okay. And I like their news better than their financials. I like this chart better than everything, because if this happens and we see it break above 350, we are in a position that would be more bullish and start to potentially put us back into a position of a recovery. And recovery to previous highs would be over 200%. Recovery to where we saw just back here in early March would be about 60%. So 60% there, 200% to the top. There's definitely some potential to be had in this stock. Whether that potential is able to stick through, I think it's going to see momentum also because of border security and how they're positioned to be one of the companies that provides the increased spending on the border, that provides and benefits, provides to the U.S. government and benefits as a result of their service. So I could see that happening here in the near future. So that's going to do it for this one. I'm going to definitely be watching it market open. We'll see if any opportunities present themselves if there is a break above here, we may trade it at our live session tomorrow morning. If you guys would like to be there in our live session, Stockmate, it's the second link in the description. Would love to have you there, and see you there at Market Open tomorrow. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate you all. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. That's crazy. Appreciate you all. And again, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.